So you can go ahead and start. Just again, just treat it like a job interview. Like
Great.
you're sitting down right across and start from there. Okay.
Please describe the last time you were sorry,
That's okay. Energetic.
energetic at work.
Yeah. So, I think the most recent example of me being energetic at work comes from my, work that I just resigned from about a month ago. It's important to be energetic. I was at a call center and I would call, or I would get calls, incoming calls from customers looking to set up their home services, phone, TV, internet, and on the phone it's critical to be energetic and charismatic, to convey that you're interested in that person and you want to help them. And so really sometimes it was kind of a struggle coming into work if I'm tired, or it's on the weekend or something like that. It's important to get in the mode to where you're going to be energetic and interested on the phone. So I did that constantly throughout my call center career. So.
Please give an example of situation when you press in face of fail.
Oh, when I persisted in the face of failure? Yeah, when you persisted in the face of failure. That's a good question. The example that comes to my mind is when I worked at it was another calling job where I spoke with customers over the phone. We sold financial services and financial coaching packages to business owners. And there was a new product out that our company put together to improve people's business credit scores. And really, there weren't many packages that were designed to do what ours did, and so it was a new thing, and we had to kind of break that ice with a lot of business owners who needed improvements to their credit score so they could secure funding and capital to run their business. And so even though after the first couple hundred calls I failed, business owners weren't interested, I knew that it was important to keep going, and I eventually got one customer, and then another 100 calls, another customer, another 80 calls, another customer. So I realized it was kind of a numbers game at that point, and it's important to just put in as many hundreds of calls that I needed to in order to be successful in any given week.
Please talk about a time when you showed yourself as a quick learner.
Okay, quick learner. Okay, the job that I had in between a call center and selling financial services, I worked at a web design firm. I knew nothing about computers, nothing about programming. Well, I knew a little bit about computers, but not enough to feel like I could sell websites, which is what I did. And my job was to convert inbound inquiries from lead systems, customers who were looking for a website to be built, and I was supposed to contact them and ask them questions about what they wanted and give them recommendations and set up a meeting so that we could get a contract going and be able to build their website for them. So it took me researching a lot how websites are built, what kind of coding and design is used. I had to know different examples of websites and be able to go through those examples with the customers. So I feel like I did a very good job at learning quickly what customers would be interested in.
So please describe a situation when being a perfectionist, significantly slows you down?
Okay, being a perfectionist. This might be a little difficult question for me to answer. I don't consider myself a perfectionist. But I think the situation that would relate to this is the previous example that I gave you when I had to make hundreds of calls in order to get customers. It became important not to worry so much about the scripting. You know, I would hesitate sometimes making that first call of the day, looking over the script and trying to figure out what works. That's important, but more importantly, it was just critical to get on the phone and get talking to customers, because that's when sales are made, not in the devising of the script. So I realize it's important to have a good script, but not, it wasn't good to try to make it perfect before I made that phone call.
Please describe a time when you took on too much and were not able to
Accomplish everything that you took on. So 2 semesters ago, in the spring semester of 2012, I decided to do full-time school. I took 15 credits. That time I was also working full-time. I know that many students out there do that. They go to full-time school and work full-time. I learned pretty quickly that it wasn't for me, and it was important to me to have a little bit of time to decompress and have some time to myself. I think personal time is important, and time with my wife as well. And I essentially couldn't handle it. I did okay that semester as far as grades, it was fine. Work was okay, but I didn't excel in either of those because I took too much on, and frankly I couldn't handle that load. So
sorry.
that's okay.
Please talk about how being too detailed or in the made you lost the large focus.
Let's talk about how being too detailed made you lose a larger focus. I could actually share an example with my most recent job. I think that applies perfectly to this question. In converting inbound calls to sales, I realized it really came down to connecting with the customer, getting to know them and what their needs are, what they're interested in. And if I did that, if I connected with the customer and I was just genuine myself, wasn't afraid to lose a sale or anything, just connect with the customer, help them if I could, tell them I couldn't help them if I couldn't, my sales started to go way up when I worried less about the actual script and what I was saying to get them to buy. It became much more effective when I just focused on connecting with the customer. Does that answer your question? Okay, cool. Okay, good. Well, I think we're good with all the questions then. So, and how long have you been in the United States?
I have been here almost 3 years.
Okay, cool. That's cool. And then when you graduate, do you go back, and you're from China, right?
Yeah.
Do you go back to China?
Yeah,
Or do you
yeah.
stay here?
Maybe I will go back to China because my father have a company, so
Okay.
I need to join work in his company.
Okay, back in China?
Yeah.
Okay. What does your father do?
Sell socks.
Oh, he sells socks.
Socks.
Okay, cool.
Maybe it's made socks.
Yeah. Like socks?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, he manufactures socks.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. And your name is Shui?
full name, Xu Xiao.
Shu Xiao.
Yeah,
It's hard for me to say, of course.
maybe.
Yeah. Do you have like an American nickname, or not really?
Not really.
Yeah. Shu
So-
Xiao.
So I prefer like you call me Xiao.
Xiao.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's nice to meet you, Xiao.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, let's go tell them that we're done. I think I'll let them know. I think we're all wrapped up.
Take off?
Okay. And then we don't need to check in or anything?
You should already check in, I think I hit. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Xiao.
Thank you.
We'll see you.